Sometimes the enjoyment of a record isn't about understanding exactly where it comes from.
Shame on me, I couldn't even see.
The Life You Save is Jen Wasner's third album under the Flock of Dimes moniker, and it's a bit of a curiosity to me. It's clear that there are floods of emotion embedded in the songwriting here, but Wasner manages to fog the glass just enough to obscure some of the, I imagine, more difficult details that inspired this record. Which is to say that emotional outpouring is part and parcel of this, but there is a resistance to the impulse to divulge the who, what, when, where, and why. And I should say that this lyrical smudging of the finer points doesn't alienate me, not only because I respect Wasner's right to not let us all the way in, but also I find this album really quite touching in an unexpected way, regardless of whether or not I know the details. And that's really down to the lush, warm soundscapes that The Life You Save treats us to. Though operating as a sole producer on some of the tracks, Wasner shares co-production credits for most of the track list with Nick Sanborn of Sylvan Esso, whose glitchy, glowy, silvery fingerprints are all over this thing. And it works in such a way that this raw, almost emotionally exhausted album feels like a rather heavy blanket, like the warm clothes that Wasner is wearing in the album cover or the illuminated globe she is carrying. Take the single Keep Me in the Dark, which envelops you in this tumble of a chorus as the lyrics ponder self-awareness and shame. Or take Long After Midnight, which examines something of a savior complex that's long past benefiting any party, while we are wooed by this bright and breezy alt-country palette. While the poppy but low-key Defeat pairs a cryptic set of lyrics about self-destructive instincts with this shining, blown-out synth for a bed. Later Cut Pride is a real mood piece too, with this wonderful pillowy guitar that bubbles under Wasner's vocals, surfacing and ducking down like a river. And that vocal is, as ever, a real anchor for the music. Jen Wasner has this broad, earthy strength to her voice that can wring just enough emotion out of her lyrics without ever feeling like she is straining herself to get there. It really shines on the likes of the opening track Afraid, whose drum intro calls to mind Cat Power's American Flag, as well as the penultimate River in My Arms, which absolutely aches with emotional bone tiredness as Wasner again contends with a self-destructive loved one. It's an utterly forlorn, almost funereal track, but it's got this undercurrent of love and patience that hits me right in the chest. But I'll freely admit that this song and this album as a whole is something that I have yet to fully get to the heart of. And I very well may return to it in time to see if the knotty, complex feelings that bind it together become any clearer to me. Until then, I absolutely recommend this as an unexpectedly and almost counterintuitively cozy listen, and it is absolutely perfect for the long evenings that are drawing in ever faster.